Welcome back to T-Bone TV. We took a couple weeks hiatus, and here we are again, man. 7 o'clock Tuesday. It was nice to have a couple weeks off. We did, I forget what it was, 7 or 8 weeks before. But here we are again, man. It's nice to be back. Nice to see you. Hey, George. Good to see you back, man. I figured you'd be here. Good to have you, man. You doing all right? So, a lot of crazy stuff going on right now. So hopefully this will be a nice little diversion for you. I know it seems like we all need it. I know I do. And it's just, you know, it's nice that we are able to get out and about wherever you are in the world. I know, like, here in Ohio, we're getting out a little bit more. Like, restaurants are opening up and bars and stuff like that. But it's still nice to get everybody together for T-Bone TV on a Tuesday like we were doing before. So welcome back. I got a couple people out there. Julie, Ben, I see you guys. Nice to have you back. You guys are my regulars, man. And it sure is nice to have you. So welcome back. Hi, Paula. Good to see you. Can you guys hear this okay? Can you hear me all right? I'm not going to play too loud tonight. So we got to get tuned up, right? As musicians, we always tune up to make sure that the instrument is in tune, and as well as make sure that we're in tune, right? And one of the things that I noticed in the past, going back and watching some of those old videos, was, man, I had a couple of drinks, you know, and so I told myself tonight I'm going to limit myself to one drink. Okay, that's it, one drink. I'm going to be a good boy, and so, you know, just one. I'm going to go ahead and pour one now, and you guys know, man, I always do it trucker style, right? So no matter what you're having, I want you to do it trucker style. Hey, JoJo, what's happening? Annie, good to see you guys. So let's get one poured. We're going to do it trucker style. I'm still drinking out of my mason jar. I upgraded a little bit. So actually, I'm going to set the guitar over here for a second, because this big boy requires some manhandling. So let's get one poured trucker style, right? That's okay. There we go. Can you guys hear me okay? Chucky Love, here's what I'm drinking, brother. We're gonna add a little ginger ale to that just to cut it, break it down. You know, we don't want anything too strong. Got to still perform, which, you know, why stop now, right? So put a little ginger ale on this dude. This is going to take 2 hands. That's probably about right. We'll test the mix on that here in a second. Where's my stir stick here? I have my trusty stir stick. Stand by. Well, here it is. Got to stir this dude up, so. That's better. Daryl Helms, how are you, buddy? I haven't seen you in ages. Thanks for dialing in, man. Joel, good to see you. We got some people here with us. So, here it is. T-Bone Tuesday. Let's have a drink, get tuned in, which you already are. And now let's get tuned up. Cheers, everybody. That's definitely trucker style. Definitely trucker style. So, the past couple of weeks, like I said, we took a break, and here we are again. I think we did 7 weeks straight before, so that was pretty cool. But like I said, it's nice to have some time off. So, I'm going to loosen up. I don't know what's going to happen here, but just buckle your seatbelt and hold on, man. Let's see what's going on. All right, so let's just start out something easy. Nice and easy, just to warm up. Tonight. right, just a little warm up. And obviously I need it, right? But I think we need to get tuned up too, so let's have one. What do you say? A lot of you guys are thinking, must be something wrong with your screen, right? Because my jar looks unusually big compared to what it was before. But no, this is it. That is a trucker style drink. Ali, how you doing, buddy? Christy, good to see you. Wayne and Deb from Pittsburgh. All right. Dave Workman, I see you out there on the West Coast, man. Good to see you dialed in. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying safe, man. Are you guys back to playing at the saloon? I hope so. Anyway, man, we'll talk soon. So I got, a couple things I wanted to do tonight. This is kind of, just like before, it's unscripted, so hold on. We don't know where it's going to go, but we'll have some fun with it. A lot of craziness going on right now. We're going to stay away from the political stuff, and this is all about friends having fun, man. Having a good time. So we're gonna try and play some stuff that's well, listen to me. We're gonna try and play. I'm gonna try and play some stuff for you that's kind of comforting. It's stuff that I haven't played in a while, so you'll have to bear with me. We'll see where it goes. Hey Debbie, I see you there. Yeah, this is a trucker style mason jar. What do you think of that? You guys know I do it trucker style, so. And for you guys that haven't tuned in, I see a few new names out there. You're probably saying, what's trucker style? What's that mean? I'm going to tell you. Okay, hold on. Takes two hands to handle a whopper, right? So trucker style. Trucker style is the thing we came up with years ago. My old college roommate, Bob Codger, and I, we just did everything in excess. Kind of like truckers going down the road. They would always drink coffee to get them down the road. And so we just switched that to when we were drinking alcohol, and we called that trucker style. So that's where all that came from. I'm actually thinking about getting some T-shirts made up. It says T-Bone does it trucker, or says to do it trucker style, something along those lines. So we'll see where it goes. Hey Donnie, good to see you, man. Long distance. Where are you? Denise, good to see you. Happy anniversary to you and Kevin. Are you still out in Arizona? Happy 25th anniversary. That's pretty cool. So a lot to celebrate there. So, I was thinking about what could I play. It's a little out of the box for me. I play some blues, you know that. Hey Kim, good to see you. So I started just messing around with some of the stuff that I haven't played in years, and get comfortable here. One of the things I was messing around with was out of the key of C, and it just there's a C chord. Butchered it pretty bad there, but so that's just one of those old songs that I always thought was just kind of cool and mellow and hopefully healing. That was Bill Withers, and Bill Withers also did another cool one. It's one of my favorites. I'm going to switch to A minor. Billy, Captain Billy, how are you, buddy? Good to see you, man. So this is just a nice little groove. We could groove on this all night, but it goes something along these lines right here. Groove, isn't it? man. It's just, you know, with all the garbage that's going on, I just think that those are appropriate songs to play. So I hope that hope you guys are digging that. John Kalali, what's up, man? PT's in the house. Hey, buddy. Hey, Shelly, what's going on? So, anyway, how are you guys doing? What's going on, man? You guys surviving all the quarantine and the staying safe and all that? I know that, like I said, man, it's a crazy time, and I don't want to get political or any of that stuff. But what I do want to do is get tuned up. So, you guys that are out there, have a drink, man. And Debbie, like you noticed earlier, this is not your average size mason jar. If I'll give you something to compare it to here. There, that's a trucker style mason jar. Yar. That's healthy. So, like I said, man, it's nice to be back. We did 7 weeks in a row. We took 2 weeks off. I just had some things going on, and you know, it's not that I didn't enjoy it. I love this, man. It's awesome. Got the capo on there, man, so it makes things a little different. But anyway, you know, it was nice to take some time off. It's nice to be back. I'll probably do this on a week by week basis. You know, there's a lot of things going on in the summer, but it's just been a lot of fun. So if you guys remember, I did some stuff in an open tuning. I did some Stones tunes. Keith plays out of Open G, which is a lot of fun. That was new for me, so it was pretty neat. I still have this in standard tuning, but I moved the capo up, and so I can just have a little bit of fun with it, which is the way that they played Midnight Rambler, which I did a couple of weeks ago, right? So that's pretty easy. I'll do it real quick again. So I just love that, man. I could sit there and do that all night long. But you know, if you slow that down and grease it up a little bit, it's really tasty. I love it. Jeff Autry, how you doing? There's a guitar picker right there, man. North Carolina boy. Brad Bird, good to see you, man. How you doing down in Florida? That tone, man. The capo just adds such a nice change up. You know, it allows you to do some things that I wouldn't be able to do without it there. A lot of hammering on and pulling off. It looks like we got disconnected there for a second, so hopefully everybody's back on. I think we need to get reconnected, so cheers. Let's have one. Yeah. Who else is drinking trucker style out there tonight? Anybody? A little out of tune with that capo, I believe. So let's get rid of this thing. I never capoed up very much, but it's a lot of fun. So for me to do that, like without a capo, right? I gotta lay my finger across and then play the chord like this. I have to add that finger across all the strings. However, the capo allows me to do it like this for all you non-guitar pickers out there. Kimmy! Cheers, doll. How are you? Good to see you. I was thinking about some stories from the road, things that have happened. You know, I always think about things after the fact. You know, when I was with the usual suspects, with Donnie and Cheese and Al and Ray Powell for a while on the sax, and of course the legendary Willie Pooch on vocals. Man, what a circus! You know, that was just so much fun with those guys. Really good band. You know, Cheese and Donnie and Al could really just lock it down, and I'd have to buckle my seatbelt and hold on. But we did all right, man. It was pretty cool. I'm tangled up here, standing by. Had a lot of fun with Willie. I told you about Willie up in Toledo and on the bus. I know I touched on being in Chicago on the tour bus with Willie. We were playing the House of Blues up there, and turns out Shirley King was playing there ahead of us. And for those of you that recognize the last name of King and the blues, her father was B.B. King. And so Shirley came on the bus and hung out with us, and there's some old pictures out floating around somewhere. But she joined us on stage, did a couple of numbers with us, and it was way cool, man, to have Shirley. We became good friends. She came down to Columbus for the album release party. So it was just it was a lot of fun. But you know, to be up there and to be playing blues in Chicago was just an honor, man. You know, and like places like, you know, Buddy Guy's Legends and Checkerboard Lounge, just so many cool clubs up there. Kingston Mines, Blues Chicago. So we were up there, and just Shirley was awesome. And to see her and Willie cutting up on the bus, and I'm sure Donnie's got those videos he can readily load up. But that was good times, man. That was a great time. JB, John Balmer, I see you out there, my Sigma Chi brother. How are you, man? In Hoke. Christian Hanna, how are you, buddy? Yeah, Kim, you know about the Kingston Mines, right? What a great club. So we would always, and I know I've told you this before, but I'm taking that trip down memory lane. The band would always come in, and we would just warm up. So Donnie and Cheese and Al and I would come out, and you know, Green Onions, you know, or you know, whatever, just a nice little shuffle to groove on. That was pretty cool. We'd do 2 numbers just to get the band loosened up, get the crowd ready, and then we'd launch into, always the third song was a B-flat shuffle. And we'd get Pooch out, and you know, you want to talk about a guy that owned the room. Willie Pooch was that guy. There was no doubt. You could look around the room and everybody knew who the blues man was, because Willie always had colorful suits and hats and, you know, just really cool shoes. So we'd launch into a B-flat shuffle, and Pooch would come strolling out, and it was an event to watch this guy walk through the crowd, and everybody would get out of his way, and to see Willie take the stage. So it was just awesome, and Pooch would just tear it up. It was on right there. And we never worked with a set list, right? We didn't know what was coming next. We do that, and Pooch would turn around and say, you know, all right, give me a slow blues out of C, you know, and he'd count it off, and we would just jump in, you know, and it was on. And we, you know, like he'd turn around and say, do that Jimmy Reed thing, you know, so we'd have to do, we didn't know what song he was doing. He would give us a groove, and that's what we'd end up doing. But it always worked. And for any of us out there, you know, Dave, I hope you're still tuned in, Dave Workman. Dave really spent a lot of time with Willie back, you know, in the 70s. And they were it, man. And it was cool to be able to just play with Willie and be a part of that, man. It was awesome. So we lost Willie 10 years ago. It's hard to believe, but cheers, Willie. This is for you, brother. We had so much stupid stuff happen on the road, man. I really do need to write a book about that. Hey, Andrea, Annette, good to see you guys. Hey, if I wrote a book, would you read it? Would you believe it? Dick Sabo, good to see you too, man. Funny story about Dick Sabo. We grew up together. He lived up the street from me, and man, we were into heavy metal back then. Big AC/DC fans, Scorpions, and we saw AC/DC at St. John's Arena. God, what was that, man? Like 1980, and they came out. It was so loud, and Bon Scott was just off the hook. So I always thought that was cool. Where am I going with this tonight? I don't know, man. It's been a train wreck from the word go. I guess I shouldn't use the term train wreck since I'm a locomotive engineer. Man, it's warm today, huh? Was it like 90 some degrees here in Columbus and humid as shit. Looks like we're about to get a big storm there tonight. I think there's a storm brewing in this jar right now. Man, I tell you what, I'm not even making a dent in that jar. I'm trying. So, I guess I got to downshift here a little bit and really do it trucker style. So, I remember, like, I'm going to talk about another band here real quick. The Circuit Breakers. This was a band with Gene Big Daddy Richards. And Gene is a legendary singer here in Columbus. Gene's been around for a long time. He's my longtime friend. And we had Chris Fire and Mark, and Denny was our drummer. We had a good time. I told you guys a story about that when I put the cigarette loads in Mark's cigarette on stage. He was playing bass, blew up on him in the middle of a song. Donnie, I see you, man. I lived it and still don't believe it. Me either, man. I tell you what, it's hard to believe that we're still alive, right? And Schmitty, it's good to see you out there too, man. I keep seeing you on there, and I keep meaning to throw you a shout out, and I missed you, dude. But another one of my Sigma Chi brothers, Jeff Schmitty, and it's good to see you on here, man. You and JB. Who else from the house is watching? Terry, you out there? Good goobly goo. And I told you, I said that a couple weeks ago. Good goobly goo. That's what Jed Clampett used to say from the Beverly Hillbillies, right? Kenny Belmont. There's a bass player right there. Kenny and I played in Bad Juju together up in the state of Delaware, and we played all around Delaware and New Jersey, Maryland, a little bit of Pennsylvania, mostly Delaware. But Kenny's my brother, and great dude, man. I'm going to back up because I started talking about the Circuit Breakers, and I always get sidetracked with this thing. But we were playing at a biker bar, and it was on the west side of Columbus, and it was, we did a couple of biker bars around town, but this one, I believe this one was called O'Harley's or the Scooter Stop. I always mix them up. One was down on Cleveland Avenue, and this one was somewhere out on the west side, somewhere around Broad Street. But it was cool. They had a nice dance floor, and the bikers would come in and do burnouts, you know, which, you know, back then I didn't ride, and I didn't start riding until after I met Pete Goodwin, the mayor, and I got a story or two about Pete too. But back then we were doing these biker bars, and these guys would come in and I think it was really cool to do a burnout on the dance floor. And now that I ride, I kind of snicker when these guys do that, because that's about a $300 burnout. If you get down, if you waste your tire, you know, everybody's hooting and hollering, and you're smoking it up, you think that's cool. You're a better man than I am, because that's, you know, tire, a couple $100 plus to get it put on is another 100 or so. So you guys go ahead and do it, man. But anyway, we're at I want to say it was O'Harley's for some reason, but anyway, we're playing, man. We're getting over, and a dude comes up, and he's like, "Hey, man, you guys are great. Okay, cool." And he was on his motorcycle, right? And I said, hey, dude, let me hop on the back of that thing, which now I would never do, man. That's like rule number one, a dude never gets on the back of another dude's bike. And likewise, you never let another dude on the back of your bike, right? That's just, we don't do that. But at the time, you know, I was young and stupid, didn't know better. And I thought, hey, man, I got a wireless transmitter on the guitar so I can go anywhere in the crowd. Get on the back of this dude's bike, and we start riding around the building. I can hear the band, but there's a delay on the guitar because of the distance. So I had to play like a half a step ahead of where I thought I was supposed to be. But we come back inside the bar, and I could hear the bike, like the exhaust of the Harley, being picked up by the pickups on the guitar, and it was coming out of my amp, and it sounded really cool. So here's this Harley chugging along out of my amp. So that was cool. But it gets better, right? So this dude walks up in a little while. I gotta have a drink for this one. Dude walks up, got a vest on, pulls it aside, flashes a piece, right? Got a gun on him. And he says, hey man, play Born to Be Wild and don't stop till we tell you. And I was like, oh shit, okay. So we did, man. And I don't think we'd ever played it before. Maybe, I mean, I'm sure we had to have, because we were playing biker bars, and that's a staple for biker bars. But it was just kind of funny. I need a little distortion for this. Let's see if that does it. Hey, Carol, I see you and Mo down there. No, I don't have my pink headset on. That's another story. Is that grungy enough for you? Let's try it. Nope, too tinny. That's basically it, you know, like. And then I think it's like did that, man. That's so not me now, but you know what, back then it was fun, and you know what, actually it was fun now too. So that's what it's all about, right? I don't care. We're just having a good time. Hey Karen, Julie, what's happening? Yo man, another Sigma Chi brother. In Hope brothers. This drink is too full. So you guys having fun? Having a good time? I am. Getting tuned up here, doing it trucker style. Kind of like that grungy sound a little bit. That's a nice little groove. I'm going to clean that up a little bit. I think that sounds better, cleaner. Shayna, what's up, chick? Good to see you. Virtually see you anyway. I see your name anyway. See how that sounds cleaned up. All right. I know it cut out of me there for a second. Can you guys, are you still tuned in? Like I said, I was like standing on shaky ground. I love playing funk, man. I could funk all night. Just love it, man. Nice and groovy, right? Let's really make it nice and groovy. Hey, Jason, what's up, brother? Dennis, man, we got all kinds of folks checking in tonight. I got my old Amtrak buds, Sigma Chi buds. I think I got a couple of my Masonic brothers out there as well. So cheers. I'm not going to lose that thought either. We're going to get back to some funk. But how's that for a mason jar, huh? Do it trucker style, baby. So, I'm going to send a shout out while I'm thinking about it, because as you guys that have been with me throughout the past several weeks know, I'm all over the place, man. I start off one direction and I end up over here. But one thing I wanted to do, I've got some old buddies of mine down in Charlotte, North Carolina. They're working for American Airlines out on the ramp. And these guys tune in the break room. And they're working tonight, but they've got me dialed up down there. I don't know if it's on a TV or an iPad or what. But to you guys down in Charlotte, appreciate you tuning in, man. Get you some of that. My buddy Michael Bowles is leading the pack on that. So anyway, let's grease it up a little bit. Love that, man. Love getting funky. I think it's just, man, I just love it. So if you're out there, shake something. I know I've said it before, but I don't care what you shake, but shake something. So, I also want to send a shout out to my buddy Big Mike. Big Mike is down in Huntington, West Virginia. He's one of my dear buds. Mikey's birthday is tomorrow. Everybody wish Big Mikey a happy birthday, man. He's a good dude. He's my dear friend. He's my brother. His whole family, they're like family to me too. So Monica and John, Linda, I know you guys are going to take good care of Big Mikey for me, right? Is he out there listening? Big Mikey, you better be listening, bud. So, another shout out. Mo, my buddy Mo down in, where the hell are you, Mo? Northport, right? I know where you're at. Mo and I worked on the railroad together, and he man, just never let up on me, right? So we worked with this dude. Mo, the reason I'm saying that is because Mo sent me a text this week saying he was trying to get Billy Gay to tune in this week. And Billy retired from the railroad, I don't know, a year or so ago, right? Or has it been longer, Billy, if you're there? But Billy was one of those guys, when I first got promoted to locomotive engineer, Billy's a mechanic, and not only is he a mechanic, but he's like the best mechanic. And they would send him on the trains. Back in the day, we'd have two locomotives paired up, AM 7s, and individually they were no good, but together they were okay going up the road. And they would send Billy along to ride from DC to Philly, and if anything happened, Billy was there to take care of it. And then I was on my own from Philly to New York. But he was one of those guys that just knew how to fix a locomotive. And he kept my butt out of trouble. That was back in the day before we had to turn our cell phones off. So Billy, like right off the bat, gave me his number, said, man, call me if you ever get in a jam. And it was nice to have that security blanket. So Billy Gay, if you're out there listening, man, thanks for covering my tail. I appreciate it, dude. I'll tell you something else about Billy, too. After I left D.C., I went out to Huntington, West Virginia on the railroad. And I was in charge of the New River Leaf Train, which is a big, high-profile train every October that goes out into the mountains to Hinton, West Virginia for the fall foliage. And Billy would always, him and Mike Chase and a couple other guys, Ozzy would come out and keep an eye on the train. But Billy would always, those guys always took good care of me. And I knew as long as they were involved, I had nothing to worry about. So Billy, hats off to you, man. Thanks for all that you did for me to keep us moving down the railroad. And I I know you drink trucker style, right? Anybody that's ever drank with Billy knows he is a man's man and can drink trucker style. He would make special trips down to West Virginia just to get moonshine. I mean, no, he didn't. No, that was a rumor. Seriously. But with Billy and those guys would come to town in October. It was on, man. It was, we'd all get together and go out. There's a little restaurant there called Fat Patty's, and all the railroad guys would get together. We just have a blast. So anyway, I was just kind of sidetracked, but those guys were awesome, and I certainly do appreciate all you guys did to help me keep that train running. They kept that train rolling, right? Oops. That was completely unscripted. Don't know where that came from. That's how it happens, though, right? So, guys, one thing that, the last several weeks that I was doing this, I always said to everybody is, I told the story about seeing Shaquille O'Neal on Sunday, NBC's Sunday Today Show, or whatever they call it. And Shaquille O'Neal said that, he always tries to make somebody smile every day. And so his saying that he will always ask himself when he gets up and throughout the day is, what have I done today to make somebody smile? And that's really cool, right? And I think now it's more important than ever that we do that, right? Ask yourself every day, what have I done to make somebody smile? Or what can I do to make somebody smile? We got enough jerks in the world. We don't need another one. So it's little things like using your turn signal or letting somebody out in traffic. Or if somebody doesn't know where they're going, you don't have to yell and scream and lay on the horn. Just show some patience, all right? So just ask yourself, what can I do today to make somebody smile? And you can adopt that to your own MO. What can I do to change somebody's life? We don't know what people are going through. So, like I said, we don't need another jerk. Let's be kind to each other, It's got to start somewhere, right? Especially now, more so than ever, it's got to start somewhere. So I'm challenging you guys. Okay, this is your challenge. Be kind. If you're at the bar, see somebody drinking, trying to get a drink, see what they're getting, man. Get them a drink. How much is a beer? $3. If you drink what I drink, I like Yingling. Who cares what they're drinking? If it's a $10 beer, buy them one. It's worth it, man. I don't know if I'd want to try and buy one of these out of the bar, though. That's a man-sized drink, trucker style. Timmy Habistro, how you doing, buddy? Thanks, man. Appreciate the shout-out. Tim, I'm sorry to hear about your father. You're in my thoughts and prayers, brother. And, hey, I'm going to have a drink in honor of your dad, okay? So, to Mr. Habistro, cheers. Like I said, I'm keeping my promise. I'm only having one drink tonight. Triple Brain, what's up, my man? That's kind of pretty, right? I always like that, right? Now you can finger pick that. It sounds a little different. So, I don't know where that came from. It just came out. Go with the music, you just gotta let it come out, right? I was gonna go off on a Hendrix tangent tonight, and I'm not gonna do it tonight. I'm gonna save that for down the road. because I want to talk about my old buddy Pete Goodwin, the mayor. And that guy was there for me at a time when I needed it, and I was there for him at a time when he needed it. But Pete was one of those guys that he marched to the beat of his own drum, and I learned so much from Pete. Like, Pete was a recovered alcoholic, okay, and he was proud that he recovered because he was pretty close to death, man. And so Pete had the ability to go to a bar as a recovered alcoholic and not have a drink. He would go and drink club soda with extra lime. That was his thing. He had to have the extra lime. But Pete would go to a bar and have more fun than anybody in that bar that was drinking. And he loved life, man. He was so fun to be around. He taught me so much about, just doing the right thing and having fun. Like, you don't have to get drunk to have fun. I mean, I like to have a cocktail. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you can see the size of this one, right? Hey, Sonny boy, what's up, Bowles? Good to see you, man. But Pete was a genuinely good dude. He was family to me. He called my mom and dad. And we lost Pete several years back. He got taken from us way too soon. But we had some good times. I remember Pippi Longstocking, Schmitty. So like I said, I was going to go into some Hendrix tonight. That's kind of in Hendrix's vein there a little bit. But I want to get the wah-wah pedal so you can get the full effect, like... That sounds totally different, cranked up with some distortion on a wah-wah pedal. It'll peel your face back. Hey Cecilia, how are you? Yeah, it's, the mayor. I know you loved him like I did. He was a good man. And yeah, we just had a lot of fun. So cheers to Petey. I'm gonna have a little alcohol for you, Pete, even though you didn't drink it. Cheers, brother. All honor to the mayor. So we've had a lot of fun doing this, man. I hope you guys have had fun. I know I have. I'm going to wrap up here in a little bit. I got a couple more things I want to do for you. I know the past couple of weeks, it was, Cinco de Mayo, and, we always did tequila, right? Man, I got tuned up that night. Yowza. So if you want to dance, I'll go through it a little bit, all right? It's always a fun song, right? Georgie. That's enough of that. I wore that song out the past couple of weeks. So I'll wrap things up here a little bit. I started out playing some what I consider kind of soothing. I hope you do too. It's fun for me to play, and it's just feel good music, right? One drink, that's it. So, I know I did this for you guys before, but it seems appropriate to do it tonight. Oh, look at this. My buddy Big Chris is calling. You see that? I ain't even gonna answer. Jeff Beck and Rod Stewart did it. Jeff Beck did this thing where it was. So I always thought that was pretty cool. One last thing I'm going to do for you guys tonight is something that I haven't really played out. I've had fun with it. Hey Girk, you still there, man? I was thinking about you the other day. Remember that? Anybody from the class of '83 out there remember that? Anyway, I'll leave that alone. There you go. Once again on a tangent. So anyway, as I finish up, peace and love, everybody. You know, it's the time to be that person. Be a stand-up, class act human being. All right, treat each other with respect. Show love, and let's just make it a better place. And I need to send one more shout out to my barber, Chris Cook. Chris tightened me up last Tuesday, man. Thanks, my brother. Good looking out, because I was out of control. So let's see if I can get through this without butchering it. It's pretty cool. See if you guys recognize this, okay? I'm out of tune. We gotta get tuned up. Stand by. Try this again. My buddy Tommy Cannon did a really pretty version of this the other day, and it inspired me to do mine. My own interpretation. It's not nearly as good as Tom's, but it's still a pretty song. cool. How about that? That song is more relevant today, I think, than it has been in a long time. So, peace, everybody. Cheers. Thanks for tuning in to TBTV, T-Bone Tuesday. Be good to each other. Be good to yourself. Live a long, happy, healthy life. You'll do so. You'll sleep better if you're kind to people and if you drink trucker style. So, I'm going to send you on out. I'm going to have another sup of this and just take it on hold. Good night, everybody. Cheers. I'm out.